didn't come here to play some stupid shit. Well, actually, no, I did. But
Whoa. All right, on the left we have Adam on Delver, and on the right we have Bobby on Dark Depths, question mark. If you've been hanging out with us on stream recently, you're aware that Bobby has been playing a bit of a brew by, by what standard? I don't know. It's a deck that Bobby has been playing that most people don't have on their spreadsheet, I guess.
Everyone is these days. I was just talking to Sam Badawi about it.
High Star wondering any news about Final Fantasy Edition. So we've had a lot of previews come out for Final Fantasy. Discussion is alive in our Discord server. And some people are excited. Some people are upset. I don't know.
that's
Like 7 months.
Sure, I'll keep this.
Okay.
Let me toss one back first.
Yep. Yeah, there is that joke, right, Richard and Pizza, where someone posts like a picture of a new brew on MTGO or something, and it's just Delver.
I'll sacrifice this to sacrifice it and know my deck.
I believe Bobby is taking a mulligan to 6. We're seeing the decision be made right now, I guess. Well, we're not seeing much of anything, but. All right, mull to 6 for Bobby. We are ready to go.
Sure, go for it.
Play Volcanic Island.
All right.
Mistress Bobble. I'll second Bobble you. Okay.
Look like a Sedgemoor Witch on top of the deck. Okay, already a preview of what's to come.
There's only 2, but what I'm going to do is sacrifice one of them because we got therapy targeting you. It's going to get countered by the Chalice of the Void, but
All right, High Star is on our Discord, along with everybody else discussing all the spoilers from Final Fantasy. If you're wondering what we think of all the spoilers, make sure you're in our Discord. Check out the spoilers channel. Links are all over the place for that.
We have Petal.
Yeah.
Another Petal.
Yeah.
Double pedal to start the game for Bobby.
Sacrifice one for black.
Sacking one of them.
Play a Dark Ritual.
Yeah.
2 black floating. 3 black floating.
Yeah.
3 black floating now. Gonna use 2 of it. Vampire Hexmage, okay.
With the heck. So, does priority pass to me
I mean,
at any point right now?
well, this is resolved.
So it's on the stack.
Yeah, it's on the stand.
With it on the stack, I'm going to cast Brainstorm.
All right.
I think Adam was actually wondering if this resolves, do I get priority before you can play a land? And the answer would be no.
Put these 2 on top.
All right.
I'm not sure Bobby understood the question, but the Hex Mage is on the stack and Brainstorm in response.
I will cast Force of Will, pitching Delver Secrets.
All right.
I'll take 1.
Force of Will pitching
How do you get it back to 2?
Delver, and Bobby's Hex Mage is countered. High Star says every time we got new editions coming, 90s MTG community is the first place to share new info about it. We are the place to discuss new spoilers in the context of Eternal formats for sure, I think.
Okay, untap, upkeep, draw.
Join our Discord. So the Hex Mage countered, passes it back to Adam, plays a Scalding Tarn.
And I will pass turn.
I'll draw.
Yep.
Bobby was threatening to make a Marit Liz just now. Plays a Thespian Stage, passes the turn, okay.
So you're back to the
A
turn.
lot of resources were spent on that Hex Mage. Thundering Falls gets dug up here to surveil.
What I picked up from the bobble is that a turbo depth score?
Yeah. 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 So it's interesting. Like a lot of people, I mean, obviously you're like an old hand with turbo depths. I've seen a couple of people recently try to work the depths combo into
Like all sorts of shells.
Yeah, yeah.
For sure.
because it's powerful.
It is
I mean,
pretty
obviously,
powerful.
I mean, I'm a devotee of Merit Lage myself.
I mean, it's definitely
Wow, Adam says I'm a devotee to Marilage. Playing Delver. Is that allowed?
Tap, keep, draw.
sure. Go for it. Who can resist making a 2020, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Wasteland goes right after Thespian Stage. Wasteland could be a very good tool to stop Marilage from happening. Firing it off now. It's likely Dark Depths is in hand. But here's Murktide Region.
It's how big?
It's 5/5.
5/5 Murktide. Rushing it in.
Yep.
So Adams used a Wasteland, used a Force of Will. Coast could be clear for Bobby. This could be a dangerous situation. Plays Dark Depths now. We kind of knew Bobby had it.
Let's wait for 5.
I'm at 15.
We didn't know for sure, but it was a good guess.
Sure.
Now a brainstorm for Adam. Looks like Adam's holding a copy of Lightning Bolt, which could be helpful potentially against stuff like Sedgemoor Witch, which we saw earlier. Why Sedgemoor Witch? Does anyone know? Is anyone paying attention to the stream?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Play Mishra's Bobble.
Sure.
I'll bobble you. Okay.
Looked like a mortuary on top of the deck, I think. Okay, Lord is in a meeting, but also watching the stream. Very interesting. Fish Duggery with a great question. Why Witch over Apprentice? I think it's safe to say Apprentice is also in the deck.
Yep.
Okay, there's a Verdant Catacombs. That might have been the top card of the deck. I might have saw a mortuary and it was actually Verdant Catacombs. I'm not sure.
Pass the turn to you.
At the end of your turn, I'll bolt you.
Alright. I'm at 12.
Okay, Lightning Bolt on end step. Drops Bobby to 12. Trying to speed up that clock for Murktide. Trying to get across this finish line before Bobby can make a Marit Lage or Chain of Smog combo.
Yep.
How many cards in hand?
2.
I'm going to
Bobby's deck is pretty efficient at comboing off. We've seen it a few times on stream recently. I've played against it a few times myself. It's a scary one. Sometimes I think, all right, I got this game. I've locked Bobby out of this one, and then I just lose the game. Legolas's quick reflexes in there makes for some interesting situations as well.
Sorry.
Attack for 5.
I'm at 7.
Yep. And then
And sometimes Bobby just slams Barrogoyf, and that's enough. Three cards in Adam's hand. Unsure if any of them will be able to stop any of Bobby's combos. Dark Depths on the board, but no way right now to remove counters from it. So that will take a while. At least not repetitively.
I only have one recourse, I guess.
Down to 7 life. Bobby's aware that another Lightning Bolt can win this game for Adam.
I'll fetch.
Fetching dropping to 6. Adam's already fired off 1 bolt in this game. If the hand was double bolt, the game could have ended just now. So it's safe to say it's not. At least I think so. Basic Swamp comes in.
I would like to go out on my own terms. Cut.
Yeah.
I will play Spoils of the Vault.
What is Spoils of the Vault? Oh, God.
It's a fun one.
Wait, once choose a card name, reveal cards from the top of the library into your different.
Okay, Spoils of the Vault has just hit the stack. Bobby says, I want to go out on my own terms. Let's see how this goes. Drummer, thank you for the resub. 30 months with Prime.
Might as well do yourself because it's gonna kill me probably.
Yeah, no, I guess I'll just wait. So you just put it in your hand?
Yeah, but for each one that's not the card I reveal,
Yeah.
I lose 1 life.
Okay.
So I pretty much have to reveal what I'm gonna name within the top 5.
Sounds good.
Otherwise, all right, resolves.
Going for it, I guess. Very low on life.
Just gonna force it.
Okay, force pitching Murktide on the Spoils of the Vault.
All right, your turn.
Was that worth it?
Your turn.
All right,
Okay.
you got it.
All right, bolt on end step ends the game.
I don't know.
Jeez. All right. No, it's fine because you had the force.
Moving on to game 2.
The name Hexmage, in some ways, is similar to that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's why Maverick Delver is one of the more classic matchups.
Bobby was saying volume might have been too low for you, but the name was going to be Hexmage.
Across from either you or Alec or somebody who traditionally plays like Maverick or Green Suns, I'm always like,
What could be interesting with Spoils of the Vault is early in the game, while Bobby still has 20 life, just looking for a combo piece, in case anybody's wondering. Could dig pretty deep, find what you need, combo off, end the game. Bobby will be on the play here.
It's probably gonna kill me. Sure.
All right, another mull to 6 for Bobby. It looks like Adam has kept 7.
Play a Thoughtseize.
Thoughtseize to start the game.
Huh?
Okay, the hand is getting revealed. Dragon's Rage Channeler, Preordain, Force of Will, I believe, Mishra's Bauble, Force of Negation, Murktide, and Misty Rainforest.
That sucks. You have to do cantrips.
Oh no, my mistake. That's Preordain and Ponder. There is no Force of Will in this hand.
Yeah, normally I don't. For Chalice decks, I don't bring these in because usually they have
Lord with a great question. Is the Jumpstart Preordain the best one?
You mind if you just
I'll play open-handed.
thanks?
Yeah, of course.
Go for it.
There's a new Preordain actually with the Final Fantasy set that I saw the other day. Look cool.
Volcanic.
We don't see enough Preordains in Legacy for me to even remember off the top of my head what all the Preordains look like. Maybe some of our modern friends can help us out here.
I think you missed one.
Got it. Play DRC.
Dragon's Rage Channeler, Mishra's Bauble, Surveil. Yeah, Final Fantasy has Brainstorm and Force of Negation too. There's a new Lightning Bolt, a new Swords to Plowshares. There's a lot of a new Reanimate. There's a bunch of new cards in Final Fantasy. New reprints, I guess. New versions.
Play a Tuscan stage.
Yep.
I'll play a 2-rock. No kicker. Sad 2-rock.
Okay, Turok, Dread Canner, no kicker.
I'll bobble you. Okay. Pass turn.
Sure.
Untap, upkeep, draw for bobble, and then draw for turn.
Sure.
Fish says the Final Fantasy Force of Negation is Japan only and limited printing. It'll be $2,000 minimum. Interesting. I had no idea.
Ponder.
Sure.
Trigger.
All right, Ponder resolving for Adam here.
looked at that before. Draw 2, 3. Put these two back on top.
Sure.
Actually, put these two back on top.
Sure.
I have a massive bug bite on my leg, and it's driving me crazy, Chad.
Creature.
Delirium.
Yeah, delirium. I'll attack for 3.
I'm at 15.
Okay.
Do we have anybody else watching that's a lightning rod for mosquitoes?
Crack this.
All right.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Lots of game actions.
Lots of game actions is right. Force of Negation, Preordained, the face-up cards in Adam's hand that we know. Anarchy Inducer also is a tasty mosquito snack. It sucks.
Right, 2.
Sure.
I'll often be like the only person in a group, you know, hanging out at the park that gets bit up. Everybody else is fine.
Draw.
Draw.
Okay.
I will bobble you.
Okay, look like a lotus petal on top of the deck.
Okay, up to.
I'll attack you for 2.
Yep.
I'll play a petal.
Yep.
All right, this Turok looks like it's going to do a bad job racing Dragon's Rage Channeler. Bobby will need something else.
Sedgemoor Witch.
Okay, that's something else. Sedgemoor Witch.
Resolves.
All right. It's Japanese, so it has Menace and Ward, pay 3 life,
Yeah.
and Magecraft. Whenever I play for copy a spell, it's a sorcery spell. I make a 1/1 pest creature.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Your turn.
Untap. Upkeep.
Sure.
Draw.
Sedgemoor Witch. With the Ward mechanic, the Menace mechanic, and the Magecraft mechanic.
I'm just trying to remember how the Chain of Smog combo works.
We can. So the first copy. So if I cast a
How much
smog,
does it
right?
cost?
It's 2.
2.
One.
All right, the players are discussing what Chain of Smog does.
Triggers.
Yeah.
And then you can respond to each copy.
How does it work?
It doesn't go infinite immediately.
Chain of Smog says target player discards 2 cards. That player may copy this spell and choose a new target. You target yourself with Chain of Smog, and you just keep copying it, and Magecraft keeps triggering basically infinite.
Like it's not the greatest against like Phelan.
You do lose your hand, but you get infinite pests in this situation. Or, with Witherbloom Apprentice, infinite drains.
And then finally when I'm
Attack you for 5.
Yeah.
Your turn.
All right, a better clock now for Bobby, and now it looks like Bobby will win the race if nothing else changes.
I think the ward's 3 life, right?
Yeah.
Okay, bounces Sedgemoor Witch, it turns out, with Petty Theft. Has to pay 3 life for Ward, though. Adam has dropped to 8. Adam has Force of Negation in hand, which could counter Chain of Smog, potentially.
Sorcery, artifact.
Rachel Maddow talking about a new card from Final Fantasy. What's the card name there? Can you tell us? Yeah, Lord pointing out Adam has the proper on an adventure token. And it's the OG adventure token as well. Rachel talking about Gao Feral Youth. Okay, we're going to have to look that one up. Well, if you post a picture of Gao in our Discord, I'll bring it up between matches.
Yeah, that's face up.
Right.
And then I'll pass turn.
I'll draw.
Yep.
All right, now with a 4-4 Murktide, Adam back leading the race, and Bobby's going to scoop it up. GG's. Murktide, everybody. Well played. Well played. Let's see if I can bring that card up. Okay, this is the card that we were talking about. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat, shall we? Which match next? Your options will be Oops All Spells versus Izzet Delver. Lands versus Grixis Tempo. Or Izzet Cutter versus Reanimator. You have 1 minute. Vote now in the chat. Join our Discord to join our spoilers discussion. Final Fantasy coming out soon. In about a month or so. This card seems cool. Unsure if it's legacy playable. It's a human, which is interesting. But I don't know. I don't know about this one. Emo NYC says, my mission is to never have oops feature. All right. Emo says, no oops on stream under my watch. Very interesting. Close poll, though. Close poll. Lots of votes coming in here. People are spending channel points on this. Anarchy Inducer contributed 1,200 channel points. Izzet Cutter versus Reanimator will be up next. Let's do it. Let's do it. Diving in.
I live not too far away now. So.
Fourth for X equals 10. Like, all right, sure,
I am also exhausted. I walked here from Yes,
I'm gonna mow.
David on the left with Izzet Cutter. Izzet Cutter. And on the right, we have Adam with Reanimator. I don't know a whole lot about Adam's build, but we will find out together. We've seen this Izzet Cutter deck on stream a few times recently. It's very cool and hip and interesting.
Drink and come back. His name's not crossed out.
Quick, people of the chat that have every Magic card memorized, what art is on the right on the playmat? What card art is that? Does anybody know? Let's see if anyone knows. First person gets it. All right, we got one. Jata is the winner.
I'm a big fan. I'm gonna keep this hand.
I love Thunder Treasure.
I'm gonna put this card back.
All right, one card on the bottom for Adam. We are ready to go. Island past the turn. So once again, I don't know what's in Adam's deck. We're going to find out together. Bloodstained pass. Could be black-red Reanimator. Thundering Falls surveils a Misty into the graveyard. Now Adam will fetch, maybe to surveil. Undercity Sewers. Okay, it looks like it might be blue-black, actually. Very interesting. It's actually Money Storm. Yeah, like, how much is a Brainstorm with the art on the right? TCG mid. Does anybody know?
Empty lands. Tendrils. Tendrils.
Okay, there's an Underground Sea. There's none on a TCG player, only 4 of them? Oh, okay. Fair enough. Has one ever sold then? Corey Steelcutter for David.
I don't think this is
Force pitching Brazen Borrower on the Corey Steelcutter. Forcing back, pitching Murktide, protecting the cutter.
Stranger Things. We're castable. Which one are you wasting?
Okay, Orcish Bowmaster.
This is relevant.
Undercity Sewers has been destroyed. Oof, and a daze on the Bowmaster.
How many cards now? 3. One of which is
Yeah, no monk made here. There was a Force of Will. That was actually the second spell of the turn.
I'm gonna.
Okay, yeah, Adam gets a Brainstorm in. Looking for that second land again, I guess.
Get them 10 days, man.
Show me the 10.
Turn 1 up into it.
Turn 1.
Turn 1 up. Little tiny stuff. So it's only if you think about it.
Alright, here's a Ponder for David. So the Corey Steelcutter seeing some play in some control-y kind of decks, some tempo-y kind of decks. We've seen it played alongside some baubles and
So you're at 18 also? Fetch plus that? No, you didn't fetch.
and cantrips, Dragon's Rage Channeler, friendly with this card. Not seeing the cutter, at least I haven't seen it myself, in Beanstalk decks or anything like that. Tends to be a completely different deck. Playing similar to the Mentor decks of Legacies past. Here's a Murktide. 5/5 Murktide. Veiled Wanderer says extra land drop from David there. All right, the YouTube commenters are going to be rewinding and checking. It's possible there was another land drop. I'm not sure myself, but it's possible. There was a daze earlier. But we played Corey Steelcutter, then daze the land, following turn. I'm not sure. 6/6 Murktide, it turns out. Okay, a fetch land dumped to the graveyard. Mr. Bips is not a problem. Second Explorer.
Good.
This match was recorded at Game Storia here in Queens in New York City. Those of you that have been hanging out with us on stream for a while are aware I bounce around between different shops, different events, recording for all of us to screen on stream. Here's Entomb.
It's cute.
6/6.
Same one of those things. Yep. Rip and lose so we
We
can.
cast Reanimate.
Rip and lose so we can.
Traxa is in the yard, and we're casting Reanimate.
I've been jumping around.
Emo NYC says NYC is the happiest city in USA. Is that true? I find that hard to believe.
Yeah.
I tend to keep an eye on the Human Development Index personally. All right, here is Archon of Cruelty, Abhorrent Oculus, Polluted Delta, Thoughtseize, Animate Dead. All right, the Oculus was chosen from Creature Pile. Force of Will from the Instant Pile. All right, pretty fast selection here. Traxa is on the board. That's going to be a problem potentially for David.
To be honest, I don't think he does anything. Doing it again?
Value. I've played 2 specimens and nothing else. Just so we're clear.
Yep.
Oh, hell, okay. Surveil. Okay, value.
Equipping the cutter to the Murktide. It's going to trade with the Traxa. I like that play, actually.
He's actually playing.
Wait, who scooped? I'm not sure who conceded just now.
I can't believe this deck is still playing. It's still good. It's still
I guess Adam conceded?
It's gonna be really hard to make Entomb Reanimate backed up by Force Days, Thoughtseize.
I think David conceded, no?
great for like a long time, and then they printed Traxa.
Yes.
Yeah, Traxa is like the biggest thing.
Yeah, I guess there's a likelihood David scooped because too far in card advantage. It just was not clear right now.
Okay, me too. Good luck.
All right. With David on the play, I guess David was the one that scooped. Fair enough.
Ponder?
Digs up a volcanic island to start the game. It's rare that a game ends and I'm not sure who won. But that was what happened.
I'm sure you would.
Need to figure out what to do about what's her face. Oh, jeez. Okay.
These actually are not good.
All right, Ponder Shuffle. David says these are not good. Good sign for Adam. Was hoping to put some high mana value creatures on the board. Using Reanimate and Animate Dead, 2 cards that were clearly tested thoroughly for 1v1. They're not commander cards. Tamio gets dazed. All right, a pretty good wasteland. Blows up Adam's Underground Sea. The Reanimator deck needs 2 lands to reanimate a creature on the same turn.
Because it does take away some of the tempo of this game plan, but it's like.
Unless you want to reanimate Tamio. Here's another Tamio. Bloodstained Mire gets correct.
Also gonna get
Nerfed, yeah. I don't think I'll have a bad track.
Lightning Bolt targeting Tamio. Tamio dies. Tamio a top card in Legacy here in 2025 for sure. The Hoodie Show. Thank you for the sub with Prime. Welcome.
Ponder? That's good.
Ponder for Adam here.
I think I figured out what piece is my side.
Such basic
No, it's just
swamp.
I never changed it out from that
Cast Thoughtseize.
4 months ago whenever I was here.
Days on Thoughtseize. All right. Thoughtseize was announced by Adam. It's getting dazed before it even hits the table. Adam found that basic swamp, making sure we'll have black mana no matter what.
Tamio.
Yep.
Now David plays a Tamio.
How many cards? 4. I'll play Homox. Sure.
Well, that's over if I try to do something.
No, I can make my next one.
Thought the Voidwalker is not too bad.
Go ahead.
David's graveyard is kind of full of stuff already, though. Looks like he already has Delirium and enough to cast a Murktide. But Voidwalker could be interesting. Tamio attacks, makes a clue. Voidwalker also having Shadow and 3 power could be enough. Sometimes.
Two black and one blue.
I'll respond. Correct. resolves.
Oh, what did you keep?
Do we need more shadow creatures in Legacy, chat?
I'll wait for you to.
Oh, are you gonna?
Murktide Region hitting the stack here. So now with Voidwalker on the table, it will be difficult for David to refill that graveyard. But we have a pretty big Murktide, which will deal a lot of damage very quickly. 7/7. Adam's at 17.
Don't look at me like that. You see it.
All right, Petty Theft immediately on the Murktide. It's sent back to hand, and it'll be stuck there for a while. Brazen Borrower on an adventure. Delthy Voidwalker attacking. Nothing trapped under the void just yet.
Go ahead. Yep.
This is a bad wheel.
Okay, Tamio attacks, makes a clue. Brainstorm now, attempting to flip Tamio. That'll be a problem for Adam, I think. Voidwalker could, of course, attack it. It'll be stuck at stuck in neutral as far as loyalty, it seems.
So we'll look for the
But it'll prevent David from being attacked personally every turn by this Voidwalker. Brainstorm goes under the void. There's the Seasoned Scholar. Bolt on the Voidwalker. All right, well, now the offense has been shut down. Tamia will start ticking up.
How many cards?
What do I do about what's her face?
Bolt gets exiled with a void counter on it. That is how that works. Shouldred's Edict. You sack a Planeswalker. Good timing for that. Gets rid of Tamio immediately. Goes to the graveyard. No longer a Voidwalker on the battlefield. Grafdigger's Cage is pretty good. Now a Ponder. Grafdigger's Cage might be a big pain in the butt. Brazen Borrower still on an adventure on Adam's side, though. That could get flashed in and start attacking, potentially. Okay, here's a Brainstorm for Adam. It's going to be hard to reanimate stuff with the cage on the field. These Reanimator decks, though, these Dimir Reanimator decks, tend to be able to operate without reanimating a creature. You'll see some Bowmasters and friends.
16 up.
What about the frog?
I've been mulliganing like crazy. This is for you.
Okay.
All right, now a Tamio for Adam. Tamio's pretty powerful.
Go ahead.
It might become a must-answer threat. Drawing half the deck is often game-winning. We have seen drawing half the deck not win the game on 90s MTG more than once. So it's not a guarantee. Thundering Falls, Surveil. Dumps a Wasteland. Don't need that at the moment. David has 2 clues. Tamio on the other side of the board. Might need to deal with that as soon as possible. Murktide, not bad. It's going to be a small one, though, it seems. 4-4, maybe?
Cavern anyway. I had this one.
4-4 Murktide is in. Not bad.
Like 9 times out of 10, and I get better spots by shutting off the counter magic.
Cracking Scalding Tarn, finding another volcanic island. Cracking a clue to draw a card. Passing the turn. Getting that clue cracked before Bowmaster can make an appearance. I like that play. Tight plays. Here's a Ponder. We could see Tamiyo flip this turn. It will be vulnerable to attacks, though, from Murktide. Ponder shuffle. Priority for Adam might be removing Murktide here, rather than flipping Tamiyo. There is a Shieldred's Edict in the graveyard that Tamiyo could potentially return if it flips. Brainstorm, okay. So Tamiyo will become a Planeswalker. Engineered Explosives X is 1. That could blow up Grafdigger's Cage at some point.
And 3 ovals, where normally if it was like not equal as 1 and then I had.
Alright, cracking that clue. Closest clear as far as Bowmasters. Looking for a way to beat this Engineered Explosives now. Potentially no way to do that. Might have to accept that Grafdigger's Cage could be on its way out. Core Steel Cutter, okay. We might see Tamiyo get knocked out this turn. Let's see.
Game 1 blind. I should have put that right. I looked at the
Alright, Tamiyo will drop to 1 loyalty. Survives.
I also haven't got
Tamiyo raises its loyalty to 3. Engineered Explosives with that 1 charge counter on it is scary. Could detonate and then entomb, reanimate, that whole business. I don't think there are any big creatures in Adam's yard. Go for the throat on Murktide's not bad. Murktide down. Yeah, the engineering explosives would kill Tamiyo. It would. Up until this moment, it looked like Tamiyo was going to get lost anyway. Maybe now that that situation has changed, we'll hold off on popping the explosives now that I think about it. Up until that go for the throat on Murktide, it looked like Tamiyo was doomed. 3 cards in Adam's hand. Good point by the chat, though. The plan here might still be to make a monk attack Tamiyo, but alright, just pass the turn. Grafdigger's Cage stays on the board for another turn. Tamiyo ticks up to 5 loyalty. Passes it back to David. Tamiyo will be threatening an ultimate in 2 turns. Mishra's Bauble. That's spell number 1. Mishra's Bauble, spell number 2. Trigger Flurry. OG Monk token. Wow.
Sorry, Tommy. One.
Just 1 power on that Monk. Slows down Tamio a bit. Mishra's Bauble looked at the top card. Gonna draw 2 cards. Potentially a Bowmaster could do some damage here.
Is he done stuff? What? Is he done stuff? Flashing a Bowmaster.
Okay, there's the Bowmaster that we were worried about. No prowess on this Monk so far. Okay, the Bowmaster will deal 1 damage to David. Brazen Borrower is still on an adventure. That's not on the battlefield. Goes to Adam's upkeep now. The Mishra's Bauble triggers will happen.
I'll flash in another Bowmaster.
Oh, okay. Before that, a second Bowmaster. Ouch!
I'll shoot you. First trigger, I'll put both on that. Oh, so it's just the initial shoot. So yeah, two triggers here.
2 pings at that Monk from the first Mishra's Bauble trigger. Pyroblast on Tamio in response. Tamio down. Now that Engineered Explosive is looking more likely to detonate.
There was a time when you also know when playing Grixis.
2 triggers pointed at the Monk.
Still second trigger on the stack.
Yeah, there's still a second Bauble trigger on the stack. Okay, third ping will go at the Monk, 4th at David. So 2 damage on the Monk, 1 more pointed at it. Surgical extraction here to try to save the Monk. Going up to Dothy Voidwalker. Dothy Voidwalker getting surgical. 2 prowess triggers on the Monk.
Got it. I have no Dothies in hand.
Another Monk gets created from Flurry, but not going to equip with Quarry Steel Cutter to keep the power toughness of the first high enough so that it survives 3 pings.
Feel free to look from my own person.
5/5 Orc Army on Adam's side now. David's at 9.
And you have how many cards left? 3. Draw for turn. I'll push you. I'll attack with these guys with cards.
All right, big attack comes in. David drops down to 3. Brainstorm will not do it. Adam gets the match. Well played. GG's. Reanimator still looking good. Well played. Wow. So these Final Fantasy cards, are these arts coming from the game? Like, are they old arts or are they new arts made from Magic? Is a question I don't know the answer to. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Let's set up another poll for the chat. Which match next? Lands versus Grixis Tempo. Storm versus Cloudpost. Or Breakfast versus Reanimator. 1 minute. Get your votes in. Okay, so apparently Square Enix is from the game, if that's the credit at the bottom. There would be a screenshot from the video game. Okay. Lord says a lot of it is OG art, but they did commission the OG artist to make new ones for the drop. Okay. All right, so it was a little bit of a mix of, like, things going on with the art, it seems, for Final Fantasy. Richard and Pizza, clip leader number 3, says, what is Final Fantasy? Is it FIFA? Yeah, I think it's FIFA. Wow. Hey, how come we don't have a FIFA secret lair? Now I'm pissed off. Close vote. Twitch chat deciding which match they want next. It's very close. And it's Kama. Contributed 2,100 channel points. We're doing Storm versus Cloudpost. Let's do it. And they're disappointed. Let's set this up. Diving in. Okay, we have Marat on the left with Storm. Cloudpost on the right. That would be Ryan. Planner Nexus past the turn. The camera will be corrected momentarily. Specia with a big question. What happened to Marat's finger? Yeah, we're looking into it. There are a lot of rumors going around. People making up all kinds of stories. What happened to Marat's finger? We don't know. We don't know. All right, starting off with the Thoughtseize, we get to see the hand. Urza's Tower, Glimmer Post, Basic Forest, Malevolent Rumble, and Prime Time, Primeval Titan. Malevolent Rumble, an interesting card. The Rumble will be taken.
Go for it.
Urza's Tower gets played, pass it back. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy rumors about Marat's finger. We don't know. We don't know. We don't have a statement at this time. We're waiting on word from Marat. Please be patient, everyone. We'll get to the bottom of this mystery. Feels like every week there's another scandal on 90s MTG. This week it's what happened to Marat's finger. Mox Opal, Lion's Eye Diamond, Chrome Mock, Storm is 3, imprinting Burning Wish. The Goblin tokens represent Storm. Doesn't look like as of right now Ryan has any responses to any of it. One unknown card in Ryan's hand. Alien saying next week it's what happened to Croc's thumb. Yeah. You really never know.
Cast Burning Wish and hold priority. I will crack this for black.
Okay, Burning Wish, holding priority, cracking Lion's Eye Diamond for black, sacking a Brainstorm and a Veil of Summer, it looks like. I think Marat said black, right? 4 Storm as of right now. Okay, beseech the mirror. Makes sense. Am I attending SEG Hartford? I am not, but some 90s MTG folks will be. If you see 90s MTG T-shirts, hoodies, whatever, walking around SCGs, go say hello. Go make a new friend.
Cast Beseech again.
Okay, beseeching for beseech, sacking to bargain. Beseech the Mirror, a really cool card. Here's Gaia's Will. They brought back Yawgmoth's Will, everybody, but they made it green. They don't know what the heck they're doing.
Play a land. Fetch.
Okay, Scalding Target's correct. Death Tank has arrived, wishing everyone a good afternoon. Kidding aside, Gaia's Will, a really cool card. From Modern Horizons 2, I believe.
8.
Storm is now 8. Storm is now 9. Storm is now 10. Replaying the artifacts from the graveyard. Don't need to imprint anything. Don't have anything in hand. Sack LED again. Nothing to discard. Beseech the Mirror. Bargain away the Chromox. Yeah, Ryan likes big mana decks. All right, Tendrils of Agony. That completes game 1. Murat gets it pretty much uncontested. Games 2 and 3 will be a little bit more difficult. Ryan knows what's up now.
It's gonna go into mono black initiative.
What the hell is this shit? Derek? Black initiative?
Looks like Murat has kept 7. Ryan working on a mulligan here. Puts 3 cards on the bottom. Okay. Mulligan to 4 for Ryan. All right. Urza's Tower. Pass the turn. Chili in the chat says, I do appreciate that Cloudpost keeps the classic Timmy playstyle going. Play lands, cast big dorks. Yep. It is true. Commercial District Surveil for Murat. Dumps a Scalding Tarn. All right, the One Ring, not too bad on turn 2. Ryan can make some powerful plays with these Urza's Tower, Planar Nexus, Cloudpost, mana base. I've said this probably 300 times on stream already, but I absolutely love Urza's Tower seeing play in Legacy. I'm such a fan.
Because then you're just going to die to all the other red decks because they do 5 million damage.
Planar Nexus, such an awesome card. One of my favorites from 2024. I've never even played a Planar Nexus deck. I just love the card.
I should have gave it rated.
Oh, wait.
That would be so funny.
Yeah, Specchio pointing out Ryan plays Urza's Tower in Modern. Ryan plays a lot of competitive Magic. Known in our local scene as a Modern player, primarily, I guess I would say.
Usually, like, the payoff to the card. The payoff to this card is you draw to lose to it.
AP with a great question. When will we see Serendib Efreet? You know, AP, I hope they make cards that conjure Serendib Efreets or something to make you happy. All right, here's a Brainstorm for Murat. Storm is now 4 after dropping a bunch of artifacts on the battlefield. What could Ryan be holding here? Ryan's under the protection of the One Ring this turn.
Fetch to 19.
The problem with that card is that when you play to a giant and you like pick your teammates, Or is it target opponent? Or is it target player?
It says that player you attack. So you attack this two-handed giant, they die.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you do target opponent, is it target opponent or target player?
Well, it's whoever you attack, but you can only attack them.
Oh, okay. Because there's one that's like a target player, I think, loses you win.
AJ Potato says VV card from Final Fantasy said is going to be such a sweet Storm enabler next month. Yet, you know, there are a bunch of cards from Final Fantasy that look pretty cool, look worth testing in Legacy. Keep an eye on our Discord channels, our Discord's spoiler channel. For sure. Join our Discord community if you're not in there yet.
Well, yeah, they have.
Yeah, the blight counters are pretty cool. I agree. That card looks really cool. There's a new card that puts blight counters on lands and turns them into wastes, basically. Here's a gamble for Marat. Gamble. What are we looking for this time? I mean, often we'll see it look for cards that we don't care are discarded, like Echo of Eons or redundant copies of things. This time it looked like Marat chose Burning Wish, I think.
That's what it sounds like. That the game continues.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think so.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 reroll?
Yeah.
Burning Wish is discarded, okay. If that's the card Marat chose, might have lost it. Looks like the hand is... Not sure. Maybe another copy of Gamble in Marat's hand?
Yes.
No longer under the protection of the One Ring. Ryan will now draw 2. Ryan started this game with 4 cards. Urza's Tower has access to a lot of mana now. Can make some powerful plays.
I'll do this so I don't forget.
Okay, Urza Saga was the land drop. Putting a die on it to not forget. Okay, Gamble resolves. Storm is 1. Gamble's such a cool card. Gamble, the kind of old card I think eventually would be cool to add to formats like Modern. Down the road. Maybe. Okay, middle card will be discarded. It's a Lion's Eye Diamond. It's gone. What is Marat holding now? Echo of Eons looks like that was probably the card found by the Gamble, is my guess.
Tap this for blue. I will crack this for 3 black. I'll use 1 blue and 2 black to flashback Echo.
Okay, so 1 black mana will be floating after casting Echo of Eons from the graveyard with flashback.
Put a card in your deck and then you don't have to get all the things that it says it gets to do. Because the game is over, so you win.
The way the cards work, it's like almost like it can continue after.
You only get 1.
Ryan thinking about it.
So we go.
Shuffle our hands and libraries into the deck. Draw 7.
All right. Both players will draw 7 cards. Ryan seemed fine with it, I guess. Hoping for a good 7. Both players hoping for a good 7. Storm is currently 2. Age of Potato says Ryan needed a K command. AP with a great point here, starting to suspect that Magic the Gathering wasn't properly tested for 1v1. Yeah, they don't test anything anymore, AP. They stopped testing cards after Exodus. They just don't even bother. Lord's saying Ryan had flute in hand. I didn't see that. Should it have been cast? I'm not sure. There's a Chromox. It's going to imprint a Gamble. Okay. 1 black floating for Marat. Casting a Thoughtseize. We might get a look at Ryan's 7-card hand. Fair Macabre was the only non-land card it is discarded. Forest, Cloudpost, Glimmerpost, Echoing Deeps, Bajuka Bog, Eye of Ugin, Galvanic Relay. All right, that might end the turn here for Marat. Reveals Beseech the Mirror, Echo of Eons, Gamble, Gaia's Will, Burning Wish. Kind of an interesting... Gaia's Will being in exile is a little awkward, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty bad relay, right? That was my instinct, but I'm like, wait, is it secretly really good and I just don't see how? It looks pretty bad. Yeah, it's possible Song of Creation could happen next turn using Beseech the Mirror. Marat does have plenty of mana. Don't really need mana that badly. If Marat had like 1 land in play, this Galvanic Relay would have been awful. Like, F. Echo of Eons being trapped in exile also kind of awkward. My guess is Echo of Eons and Gaia's Will are just not going to get used here. Burning Wish, Gamble, Beseech the Mirror. We'll have to see how this goes. The 1 ring was activated. Ryan's got gotten some cards. The hand is no longer all lands, possibly. Hopefully. Should Ryan have fired off that Fair Macabre instead of discarding it? Maybe it's fine to let it get shuffled back in the deck with an Echo of Eons. There was nothing really to hit, I guess. Oh, there were no cards in the yard at the time? Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, then forget it.
X equals 8.
Is it 9 or 8? So this is...
Okay, Kozilek's Command getting cast here. X equals 8. But that's going to be corrected momentarily. X is actually 7.
Sure it's 8.
So it's 3, 6, 7?
I'm seeing it odd number.
These taps were 1, right? So 1, 2. So this is the base cost.
This is 9 total mana.
Right.
So 7? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 7.
7.
So 7.
Yeah.
7.
Okay.
All right. Small error corrected. X is 7 for Kozilek's Command. Scrying made 7 Eldrazi spawns. Ryan might be prepared for the next attempt by Marat. It's going to have a lot of mana next turn. Potentially. Drew a card off Kozilek's Command now.
Sometimes it sucks. There's only one of them. Okay, well.
3 cards?
3 cards.
3 cards in Marat's hand. Has those 5 cards in exile that... Ooh, Karn the Great Creator is pretty good here. Shuts off all the artifacts on Marat's side. Cuts off 3 mana. That's already on the table. That was pretty good. Karn's pretty good here.
Okay, Grab Digger's Cage. Pay 1 here, cast Grab Digger's Cage.
Yep.
Okay, Karn will get Grafdigger's Cage and drop that on the board. Twitch chat cheering.
Yep.
Seems like people are rooting for Ryan here. Ryan down to 2 Eldrazi spawns at the moment. Has Karn, has Grafdigger's Cage. It's going to be really difficult for Marat to function. The 3 cards in exile, Beseech the Mirror, Gamble, and Burning Wish will be quite sad at the moment. Is there anything that Burning Wish could find that gets rid of Karn? Given the current... Or gets rid of Cage? Into the Flood Maw? Maybe? Is Ryan's listening to Discord? Not currently, but I can try to get it. If you're looking for deck lists, head over to our Discord server, go to the deck list channel. If a deck list is not there and not pinned, just post and I'll try and get it. Try. Not all of these events have deck lists collected. Into the Flood Maw might be an answer. Marat's going to scoop it up.
No, I'm saying good game. Oh, good game. This is like the worst.
Okay. We're moving on to game 3. There was a handshake, but we're moving on to game 3.
Okay.
Spotted Emrakul there. That would have been pretty cool. All right, Marat will be on the play here for game 3.
Yep.
Kiviuk with a great question. Is there a marketplace for someone that wants to buy part of a deck or whole decks for Legacy? Our marketplace channel of our Discord would be a great place to start. We have some people in there buying, selling a lot of cards. 2 cards on the bottom for Ryan. Leyline of the Void. Good start. Leyline of the Void, pretty disruptive. We know about the Echo of Eon's flashback plan. The Gaia's Will plan. Leyline of the Void shuts that off. Bloodstained Mire pass.
End step 29, 19.
Yeah, you have to do it.
Yeah, Lord is right. The marketplace in the 90s MTG Discord has people selling parts of decks or major portions, people selling play sets of duels, people selling, all that stuff. Also just like Commander cards, Pioneer cards. Check out our Discord's marketplace. It's pretty active.
Whatever. I don't have the time for it. Whatever I want.
We do have a TCG Player affiliate link. Bookmark it. Use it to shop. Especially if you're shopping on a regular basis. Make sure you bookmark it in your browser. Save it for later. That's all you need to do. Appreciate everyone using our TCG Player affiliate link. It helps out the show a lot.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so my thing is that at least you can play your decks now. Whereas, like,
Bookmark it.
you really couldn't really play.
So Marat has a ley line to deal with, it seems. We could win through the ley line, but it's going to be that much tougher. It's not a game-winning ley line necessarily, but it's going to make winning tough for Marat. Ryan has a Cloudpost on the board. The One Ring seemed to help Ryan a lot in game 2, that was, right? Was that game 2? But Karn, the Great Creator, was lights out. Alfred is here. Greetings from Venezuela. Hello, Alfred.
No games is interesting. No, dude. No, the games are not interesting. Especially when you get Reanimator special with force backup. You get
Is there a legacy scene in Venezuela? Traz, thank you for the resub. 25 months, 25 of the best months to be subbed. Thank you, Traz. Creeping up on our sub goal again. Getting close. Getting close. Not quite there, but getting close. Will we reach our sub goal on today's stream? We are hoping for it. We are this is intense. Sounds like people are laughing in the background. Must be the must be people playing Dungeons and Dragons or something.
Burning Wish.
Okay, a Burning Wish has hit the stack. Storm is 1. Yeah, unfortunately at the LGSs I go to, there's often laughter in the background. It's just the worst. Reverent silence.
No, if anything, like that wins the game one turn too slow.
Give you 6.
All right, Reverent silence says you gain 6 life, destroy all enchantments. It's a sorcery. That'll blow up Leyline. Leyline down. All right. We got a game. Storm is 2. Reverent silence, a card that every once in a while we see in Legacy. I don't think we've seen it on stream on 90s MTG in a really long time. But it's out there. Marat just passes the turn. Dare Sushi, thank you for the sub with Prime. 2 months. Appreciate it. Planner Nexus. So we have 2 Locust lands on Ryan's side. Lion's Eye Diamond. AJ Potato says if I'm Marat, I hold on the wheel. Maybe. Lotus Petal. Storm is 2. After the Lion's Eye Diamond. What could Ryan be holding here to disrupt? Dark Ritual. Storm is 3. Response. Disruptor Fleet. Beseech the Mirror, named by the flute.
So Storm 4, I have 3 black floating.
We did like a single card coast to coast.
No imprints. 1 more.
Chromox, no imprint. A lot of Storm at the moment. 6 Storm. Marat continues after the flute on Beseech the Mirror. Now Gamble. Storm is 7. What do we think about naming Beseech there, chat? Should the flute have been cast now, and should it have named Beseech, or should it have named something else? What are people feeling?
Okay, so I guess this right bill is going to play on top, and I can't interact anymore. Okay.
Did add to the Storm count.
So like I narcissistic you or you beat stopped me or like well not really.
That deck is designed to just
So crack for red and blue.
But I'm just saying like there's so all of the days there was I played against Demir Tempo, I played against Grixis
Flashback.
All right, flashing back Echo of Eons. Twitch chat feeling like Echo of Eons would have been the correct card to name. We are time twistering now.
And you only have 1 mana.
I have 3 black and 1 red.
3 black, 1 red floating from Marat. Storm is currently 8. Not bad. The 2 Chromox have nothing imprinted. They cannot be tapped for mana.
Even modern is now starting to get
You play? I don't play today. You play on Arena? Yeah.
Well, that's how we're reading.
Your opponent? They're on my opponent? Are you doing it on the toilet? I have, but normally not. Why not? Where else would you play it? You know, sometimes on a Zoom call at work.
Disruptor Flute, naming Beseech. 3 black, 1 red for Marat. Storm is 8. Waiting on Marat's next play. Both players just drew fresh 7-card hands.
As of last night, I was like 200 I don't know about you. That's a joke.
Seems like Twitch chat is rooting for Ryan here. Hoping we could fight through the storm. I think I'm with you, chat. Wow, what a relief. Passes the turn back to Ryan. We survived. At least that turn. Urza's Tower gets played. We have a lot of mana now.
I have 1 floating.
They're on the toilet. They're so bad. Yeah, they're shitting for 18 hours a day.
1 ring. Gets protection. Maybe that flute did it. I can't really see Marat's hand. Passes it back to Marat now, under the protection of the 1 ring. Flute is on Beseech the Mirror. That was a question mark for the chat. Land pass from Marat. Agent Potato hoping to see approach of the second sun. Could happen. Anything could happen on 90s MTG. Urza's Tower. A lot of mana.
There's this 4-mana white card. You put from your graveyard into play.
You're doing power but easy way. Yeah.
And then you put into play and then you pop off.
Okay, Fair Macabre gets selected by Malevolent Rumble. Not bad.
And then you do it on turn 4.
And now they
Delusional Kraut, thank you for the resub with Prime, 25 months. Did I make any game rule violations? So, Delusional Kraut is Marat on the left. We haven't seen any game rule violations that we remember.
I'll fetch before.
YouTube comments will be gleaning through, looking for all errors, though. Ryan now discarding the hand size, it seems. Undercity Sewers, Surveil. Yeah, Marat, a lot of people are asking about your finger, and there's a whole investigation happening on that.
Actually, I'm sorry, I don't know if you wanted to surveil, see my surveil.
Gotcha.
Traz saying I might be playing Control. It could happen, yeah. Who knows?
Go to my turn.
Real 90s MTG fans remember me playing Control decks.
a bounce spell. It's 1 mana bounce target attacking creature.
What's attacking target?
It's like something dismissal. Because then it also has Surveil 2 attached onto it, so it's another card to try to use.
Marat's making some land drops. Plays a Mox Opal.
Over a target attacking creature, so it's 1 mana bounce spell.
Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual. All right, we got the story for Marat's finger. Sharp Japanese knife. Always curl your fingers, folks. Be very careful. Mystery solved. We have an official statement on the finger.
Hardcast Echo.
Casting Echo of Eons from hand now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna like. All your cards have to do something, not just move.
All right. Both players will draw a new 7.
I needed it to be a thing because like my opponent didn't have money, he just had the stuff already. Yeah, so his draw just.
Yeah, Twitch chat now wants to know what the model of the knife was. Yeah, never prep veggies is the lesson here.
Every time you're
Initial bird is absolutely right.
And taps the land and you go, please not whatever you're going to do. And they go, ponder, you start really. Of course. You can, but the problem is
They build, they're building the permissions to stop people.
what permission can stop? It's just a misprice, which are.
So Marat has a new hand of 7 cards. Storm is 5. A black mana or 2 is floating. Looks like actually 4 black floating, I think. Ryan has a new hand, and if you're rooting for Ryan, we're hoping Ryan drew some disruption. Specchio praising Marat here, loses part of a finger, doesn't miss weekly legacy at LGS. That's commitment. You know what, Specchio, you're right. We should all be applauding Marat here and Marat's bravery and dedication to the game. Abrupt Decay on the flute. The flute is down. Flute down. Storm is 7. Dark Ritual now. Has added some black mana. Beseech the Mirror is unlocked. Mox Opal, Legendary Rule.
Yeah, because like you can hold up whatever answer. Like if you put there's a plus or anything like
Yeah. I'll be there Friday.
Yes. Well, that is reach out.
Most likely. No. As far as I know, they're not getting people.
All right, gamble.
It's just you want power to find the other thing. And power should just be
Gamble resolving now. The roll will decide which card is discarded. Dark Ritual is discarded.
I think Tess has been ahead of the game for a year and a half. Like they cut under.
What could Ryan have here? Simic saying he's running Storm. Only need to count to 9, and 10th is Tendril, so only needs 9 fingers. Good point. All right, there's Beseech the Mirror. Gonna bargain away the Chromox. Nothing imprinted on the Chromoxes. Storm is 10. Do something, Ryan.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13.
Maybe a little sneaky.
Okay, so let's say you don't care if your opponent thinks that you're smart. You got no copy, right?
I'll get
Another Beseech the Mirror, okay. Gonna bargain away a Chromox with a second Beseech.
So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so it's 11.
Yeah, Storm is 11. Ryan's at 25, don't forget.
So I'll get one more.
Another Beseech. Sack the Mox Opal. Marat's already told Ryan what the play is here. We're looking for tendrils after we reach 13 Storm. Or when we... whatever. With 13 copies. There is Tendrils of Agony. Mindbreak Trap. Nope, a concession. Marat gets the match. Well played. GG's. Marat gets it. Storm, everybody. The best mechanic. They designed it and tested it perfectly. It's on the Storm scale. GG's, says Des Tank. Let's set up another poll for the Twitch chat, shall we? Which match next, Twitch chat will decide. Oops All Spells versus Izzet Delver. Lands versus Bomberman, question mark? Grixis Tempo versus Izzet Cutter? Or Reanimator versus Breakfast? You have 1 minute. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. Poll happening now in the chat. Johan says, greetings from Belgium. Hello, hello. Hello from New York. Discord server up on your screen. As you can see, we are discussing the exciting spoilers from Final Fantasy in great detail. Which cards will break legacy? Find out first in the 90s MTG Discord, I would say. What's this one? A little too small. This card seems completely busted, chat. Out of time on the poll. Lands versus Bomberman. Its comma contributed 1,500 channel points. Let's do it. Diving in.
I'm glad I drew that because if I found it later, I would have been like, oh man, that would have been bad. Just the stream would have been very confused if they're not already. All right. Oh. I'm gonna mull.
I think I keep going to 6.
Okay. Bomberman, I think, on the left. Lands, I think, on the right. James versus Yosef. 90s MTG debut for James, I believe.
So I had 3 mana bombs.
No, it's probably no. It doesn't do anything. If one of those was an exploration, maybe, but
okay, both players have taken a mulligan.
I will keep this. And I'm going to do this on turn 1.
Yeah, I don't even like the name 8 Mulch. Yeah, and Walker is the new brainstorm. Players getting ready to go. Looks like a mull to 6 for both.
I'm going to Marsh Flats and Bessie.
Marsh Flats past the turn. Okay, we're underway.
Sure.
Okay, Mana Bond. What does that do? Card's a little nutty.
Should I wait? No, I don't think
You don't have to. It's if the other card is like a loam or a neuro, you just dump them in. It's great. They are untapped except for the bog.
Okay, lands are coming in. Bajuka Bog, Caracas, Savannah, Tropical Island.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have told you that.
Okay, no, I will not do
Okay. All right.
Understood.
My turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a borrowed deck for Yosef, so didn't understand how Mana Bond works, but we're moving on. Marsh Flats gets correct.
So, as you discard the rest of your hand, I should roll again.
How do I?
Oh, so you just, it's kind of like the phone? You just try something.
Oh, very good. Fetch. I will go get a plateau. Don't cut it yet.
Gets a plateau, okay. Urza Saga, okay.
Cast a Goblin Engineer.
Goblin Engineer, okay. So at this point in the game, if you didn't know what you're up against, you might think this is Red-White Painter. It's not common. You'll see a Bomberman deck. What the heck is Bomberman? We'll find out together, potentially.
I think think that's better for what I'm trying to do. We'll find.
We skipped the first mana bond trigger. Phyrexian Dragon Engine into the graveyard. Okay, starting turn 2 with a mulch. Crop rotation into the graveyard. 3 lands to hand. Looks like Misty, Boseiju, and... Is that a Boro? Boro Palace in the Clouds. Strange card from back in the day. First Kamigawa. Okay, declining to mana bond again. Urza Saga's going to tick up to 2.
I'm gonna play Lotus Petal. Lotus Petal.
Lotus Petal?
Lion's Eye Diamond. Yeah. And then I'm going to play City of Traders. And then I'm going to I think there's some room for stuff here.
Urza Saga's up to 2. Goblin Engineer could potentially return his Phyrexian Dragon Engine, and we will, it seems.
Together.
Yes.
No, this one.
When he enters, I discard my hand and draw 3 cards.
Okay, discards a plateau, draw 3 cards. There's a missed opportunity if Yosef has the Bog in hand to get rid of the Phyrexian Dragon Engine, but I'm not sure if you're the lands deck you really care about that. Passes it back to Yosef with a Phyrexian Dragon Engine now on the battlefield. And James was able to draw 3 cards.
Because they assume it's after you destroy the creature. It's okay. Well, yeah, but like you put it on a creature and then you attack.
All right, a card we don't see much in Legacy these days. Tireless Tracker comes in. Cool card.
Yeah. 3 cards. 3 cards.
Go to end step. Sure. Trigger. Yep. Put all the lands in my hand.
Oh yeah, let's see it.
Bog you.
All right, this time we're going to use the Mana Bond. Only lands in hand. Surveil Trigger from Hedge Maze. Bajuka Bog exiles James's Graveyard. Caracas. Oboro, Boseiju, and a Misty Rainforest come in. Mana Bond is pretty nutty. And we get a whole bunch of clues from Tireless Tracker in the process. Okay, Surveil leaves a card on top.
End of turn, I'll make a construct.
Okay, end step making a construct. The wrong construct token.
Draw. Scores up to 3. I am going to
Little backstory of what we're watching here. Both players were 3-0 heading into the 4th round, and we're playing different decks in the event. This is like the final round of Monday Night Legacy. Decided to split, and James brought a big box, like this huge box of Legacy decks. I had never met James before, but had a big box of Legacy decks and lent a deck to Yosef and said, let's jam something fun for the camera. And that's what we're watching right now. Pretty cool. It's like, which deck do you want? Pick one. This is the deck Yosef picked. James selected this Bomberman deck. I played against James at this event. James was on Stifle Knot during the regular rounds. I got crushed. Had Force of Wills to protect the Dreadnoughts from my removal, and I died. Yeah, the breakfast meta has not changed yet. Urza Saga comes in, gets rid of the city. Another Lion's Eye Diamond. Constructs are getting pretty big. They're going to hit pretty hard.
Another Goblin Engineer.
Another Goblin Engineer. Scary.
Oh, okay, because there's one that's like a turn player that includes cameo. Oh, I know what you're talking about. That's only like pick your partner. Oh, yeah, you win. Yeah.
Put Phyrexian Devourer in my graveyard.
Phyrexian Devourer into the graveyard.
And then you have a 3/2. And I am going to attack
I'm so checked out of this one.
with a 2/2 double strike. And the one construct that was last turn.
4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a 7 something.
Yeah.
Okay, so Phyrexian Dragon Engine and a 7/7 construct attacking here.
This format's not even out yet.
Moving to my turn. Sure.
Dragon Engine has double strike.
This is what all 4 Eureka's. I drew.
How are these games organized? So this is Monday Night Legacy at Gamestoria. It's a sanctioned weekly 4-round event with packs and store credit prizes. Kind of what you would expect from a local game store running a weekly, basically.
But you had to fetch to get the. If you want to crack it.
We do have people asking pretty regularly about community organizing. I'll plug our Discord server again. There's a lot of community organizing happening in there. How to get Legacy firing in your area. I'll repeat something I previously said on stream. It's like running any kind of a meetup or community event. Movie night, knitting club, chess club, Canadian Highlander meetup, Commander, except it's Legacy. Should you allow proxies? You decide. It's your event. Starts with 4 to 6 people. Our events definitely did, especially post peak pandemic. There's only like 6 of us showing up for a bit. Now we have 20, 25 people at the other shop, 30, 35 people some nights. We've built a pretty large Legacy community. Obviously, it's New York City. More people means more people, but mulch happening here. Force of Vigor looks like in the graveyard.
I get to see the lens.
Oh, sorry.
Maze on my auto.
No, that's that other mulch card from Modern Horizons. Forgot the name.
Lovely. That's good.
All right, playing Uro. Uro's still good in 2025. Winding Way. Thank you, chat.
It's a good one.
Looks like we're escaping Uro here. Uro will stick around this time. Plays Yavimaya. Nope, Mazavith. Wasteland, there is a saga, makes sense.
And I'll decline this. Pass. Sure.
All right, no mana burn this turn. Pass the turn. Phyrexian Devourer in the graveyard, though. I mean, potentially be a problem. Another Urza Saga gets played. Joseph does have that Maze of Ith, which helps. Uro can block, of course, if needed.
Is that better? No, this is a wild play. Actually, no. First, I'm going to.
I've been so busy explaining things. What happened to freaking Tireless Tracker? I forgot.
2/7/7.
Or I missed it.
2 double strike.
Big attack coming in here. Okay, Tireless Tracker chump block. Constructs and the 2-power double strike Phyrexian Dragon Engine are attacking right now.
Maybe 11. I go to 10. Be okay with that. I'll just Maze of Ith one of them. Then I will.
That would have been cool.
I don't know if you brought yours.
I'll take 7 or 11.
You take 11?
Okay, no blocks on the rest, dropping to 10. One of the constructs got mazed. Constructs are 7/7s.
I'm gonna crack this for 3 red.
Okay, cracked it for 3 red. I'm not sure what card was discarded there. It looks like maybe it was Walking Ballista. Okay. And now Phyrexian Dragon Engine will come back after 2 activations of Engineer. No cards in hand. Thinking about sacking LEDs.
First time?
Crack that.
I have to put something has to come back totally red. It's going to.
Oh, you're deciding what to do.
Thinking about what to sacrifice to bring back Dragon Engine. Okay. So Dragon Engine was sacrificed. Then something else was sacrificed to bring it back. Thinking about cracking LED.
One red floating. I'm going to crack for. I'll just make it the full 4 red.
Okay, 4 red.
Draw 3.
Okay, 4 red floating, draw 3.
No, I'm sorry. I had 3 red floating, right? 4 red floating.
4 red.
I'm going to use 2 of the red and the colorless for a glaring flesh raker.
Nice.
And then with the other 2, I'm going to cast a.
Glaring Flesh Raker is a nasty one. Agatha's Soul Cauldron's a nasty one. Some good draws here.
You take 1. Do I have? I don't think I have idiot tokens. Alright.
Looking for Eldrazi spawn tokens. Just going to use a blue sleeve, I guess.
And then I'm also going to cast an LED, take another one, make a second guy.
Okay, another trigger from Glaring Flesh Raker from an LED. That was a huge turn for James. Jumped way ahead in this game, I feel like. That was a hell of a turn.
You need to look up a card.
Sure.
See what it does.
Blue?
Yeah.
It's treasure hunt.
Yes, it is.
Blue and 1. You reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land, and you get everything you reveal. So sometimes it's 2 mana cycle for a card, and sometimes it's 2 mana draw 6.
Talking about Treasure Hunt, I guess that was a card Yosef drew, but maybe it's a textless version or something. Reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land. Put all of them in your hand. Pretty good in this deck. Yeah, Ekin pointing out, bought extra fully built Legacy decks, but no tokens.
Yes. Sometimes it sucks.
All right, well, sometimes Treasure Hunt sucks. That time it sucked.
Go to combat. Swing, throw.
Alright, trigger.
1, 2, 3. Throw. Maze of Ith, throw.
You putting a land in with
Oh, I'm checking.
Mazavith getting used on Uro, okay. Flagstones of Joker comes in, not super relevant right now.
Flagstones isn't coming time.
Oh, it is. Okay. Land for turn.
Yavimaya gets played now. Everything could tap for green. Also have a Caracas for Uro. I'm not sure if that's what we want to be doing, but that is an option we have.
Oh, yeah, for force, yeah.
Sacking some of these clues, still have a few left. Looks like there are 2 clues left right now. Those clues were made by Tireless Tracker earlier in this game. Alright, just passing the turn. Urza Saga's about to tick up to 2. James, needless to say, has a lot of powerful permanents on the battlefield. Plays an Ancient Tomb from hand.
I'm gonna swing with everybody.
Okay, swinging with everybody, including the Eldrazi spawns.
It can't go away. I just swapped back to it just to see how it would feel. Oh my god. It's
78. And a Vigilante.
They're 7/7 still. I can make them 8/8 if I want.
I don't think there's a way for me to block a construct.
There's also the Agatha's Soul Cauldron available, which is why we swung with the spawns. Phyrexian Devourer is in the graveyard.
I knew you were gonna do that, but
the rest of it's still enough.
The rest of it's still enough.
I misunderstood.
Okay, it seems like game 1 goes to Bomberman. James, up a game. Moving on to game 2. So this is like an 8 mulch lands deck. We were saying that as we were getting started. Has Winding Way. Has mulch. Has Mana Bond. Kind of a different kind of lands deck. Different engine than we're used to seeing. Typically you have like the Mox Diamond, Exploration stuff going on. This one is doing something a little bit different. But the deck is still, you know, has a lot of lands, does land stuff. Just a little bit more explosive.
Forest, yep. Mana Bond.
Okay, turn 1 Mana Bond, pass the turn.
Saga.
Oh, yeah. I forgot the first one.
Needle and Wasteland.
Okay, Pithing Needle on Wasteland.
Of course I draw the Wasteland.
It's an Otawara. Next move for Yosef will be?
Yeah,
mulch.
1, 2, 3. This goes to the
Oboro, Palace in the Clouds, Caracas. Another copy of Mulch goes to the graveyard.
Go to Izzet.
Yep.
Package ability.
Oh, I love it.
Only the Mistrise and the Forest.
So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zombies. You get some zombies in there.
All right, Field of the Dead comes in just as AJ Potato asks about win cons. We saw Uro in game 1. Zombies could be the way here in game 2. Chili points out Dark Depths. Yeah, the Dark Depths combo is in the deck as well.
My Winding Way.
Winding Way is discarded. Chili jamming some zombies in the chat. Yeah, jam some zombies if you're into it, chat.
Explosives.
The Saga ticks up to 2. Wasteland is shut off by Needle.
12. It's 2 hits. That's...
I gained 2. I'm at 21.
I'm definitely going to lose. Flesh Raker?
Glaring Flesh Raker. Card's still scary.
Take 1, I get an 8.
Combo me off now.
There will be no such thing as popping. You could go.
All right, made an Eldrazi spawn represented by that face down magic card.
I'll bounce it back.
Yes.
Oboro will get bounced back to hand on end step. Could be a way to trigger Field of the Dead. Swing with all the zombies. Makes sense. No blocks. Drop to 6.
Yep.
Another Field of the Dead making 2 zombies. Uh-oh. Would the previous Field of the Dead have triggered? I don't know. There's a whole bunch of zombies.
Oriok Salvage. It's the only out I have. Another out.
I think when the second Field of the Dead was played, there weren't enough names. But when Oboro was played, there definitely were. Basically, with James at 6 life, we have more zombies than James could probably block realistically, so I don't know if it's going to matter.
I could get... No, game 3.
Okay, we're moving on to game 3. Yosef gets a game. Field of the Dead with Mana Bond. Pretty gross.
I haven't even had an exploration.
I know. Exploration's fun. Alright, good luck.
All right, this is it. Game 3. 2 decks we don't see much on 90s MTG. We haven't really seen the Bomberman stuff yet. But the multiple LEDs reveals that it's Bomberman. Cavern on Goblin past the turn, it sounds like. Okay, no turn 1 Mana Bond this time for Yosef. Slower start, I guess.
Flesh Raker?
City of Traders, Flesh Raker, Lotus Petal, trigger the Flesh Raker, make an Eldrazi spawn. All right, the player's correcting live totals. All right, Windswept Heath gets correct here.
6, 7.
Hedge Maze, Surveil.
9 damage. I gained 9.
Say that again?
With like
No, you're good.
It doesn't mean anything.
Keep that on top.
These people still make.
Looks like one card left in James' hand right now. Mulch. Discarded or lost a exploration. Found, it looks like Hinterland Harbor, Caracas, Misty Rainforest, I think.
So discard 2. Discard a Mana Bond and an Uro.
Discarding Mana Bond and Uro to hand size. Interesting. So Uro in the graveyard. Simic saying should be 18. Yeah, I guess Yosef should be at 18.
+2, and now they're out of reach of you.
The digital life counters, great for the stream, allowing the chat and the spectators to know what the life totals are. Really bad at actually tracking the life. Okay, surgical on Mana Bond is happening here. The hand gets revealed. Sorry, surgical on Uro. Surgical on Uro. The hand gets revealed. Double Mana Bond. Winding Way, Maze of Ith. Only 2 Uros. Surgical on Uro complete.
Just the hand.
I'm going to
Just the hand.
Chalice on one.
Brutal. Sure. I mean,
Chalice on 1's going to be pretty good here, given the hand. Makes another Eldrazi spawn. Attacks with Flesh Raker.
Winding Way. Land.
Yeah.
That's it?
I guess I could do creature too. At this point.
It's very rare I do creature, but you could.
I'll do lands. It's fine.
Definitely gonna draw a creature, right?
Sure.
All right, a pretty bad Winding Way. Only finds Lair of the Hydra.
It's true.
They're playing. So yeah, this is playing bounce spell. It's one
Lair of the Hydra, potentially a Wayne Con. Passing the turn, can't play Mana Bond because of Chalice.
this is more like so. This is
Let's try
I guess I'm just doing this. Play a second Flesh Raker.
Oh, I'm so dead.
Second Flesh Raker. Makes another Eldrazi spawn. Yosef feeling like he's in trouble here. Unbreakable Wit says, how good is Stormchaser's talent in Legacy? If you head over to our YouTube channel, you'll see some matches with Stormchaser's talent. It's decent. It's pretty good. It's seeing some play.
I'll take 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
No.
Okay, that's a Walking Ballista. X was 2, I believe. Oh no, X is 1. Okay. X is 1.
Swing at you for 2.
Take 2.
And then I will pass to you.
If you have any artifacts in your hand, you can kill them.
I do not.
I needed it to be a
Where would it?
Oh, there it is.
I don't even sideboard
The Chalice is what got you.
The problem is,
I'm not sure which card that is.
anything off the top of your deck kills me. I'll make a Scoot Swarm.
Sure.
Oh, Scoot Swarm. Okay.
I find that the thing is, like, right,
Thank you, chat.
if you're not turbo or just like shit, I feel like it just has to land because that's what I'm trying. I've been having more rise over the mid-range one. I've been
We'll play Oriok Salvagers.
Yes, that allows you to bounce anything, right?
No, it's a white and 1. Lets me return a artifact from my graveyard that costs 1 or less to my name. Which is currently
Oriok Salvagers with Lion's Eye Diamond makes infinite mana. Harry Houdini arrives. Am I late? You're late, Harry. But you have a golden gifter badge. It's fine.
Bring this back to my hand.
Ah, there you go.
Cast it. You take 2. I do that.
I take 4.
No, you take 2.
I take 4.
Why do you take 2? Oh, he makes a guy.
Because you make 2 guys from 2 of these, which sees 2 of them.
Oh my god, they see each other? That's
Of course they see.
All right. Well, Bomberman gets the match. Joseph has scooped it up. Fleshraker wins it. GG's. GG's. Wow. That was exciting. Let's set up another poll. Which match next? Your options will be Breakfast versus Reanimator. Oops versus Izzet Delver. Grixis versus Izzet Cutter. Lands versus Grixis Tempo. Those are your options. Vote now in the chat. 1 minute. Our Discord's up on your screen. We've been discussing all of the Final Fantasy spoilers in the context of Eternal formats. Join our Discord discussion. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel if you're not already. Hit subscribe. That's free. Yeah, blue, black, red is Grixis. $30 seconds left on the poll. Make sure you get your vote in the chat. A lot of people are voting on this one. A lot of channel points getting spent here. Yeah, a lot of rigging, Specchio pointing out. All right, Grixis versus Izzet Cutter up next. Plop 100 contributed 3,300 channel points. Let's do it. Diving in. Okay, on the left we have making their 90s MTG debut is Tristan. On the right we have David with Izzet Cutter. Izzet Cutter? If you've been hanging out with us on stream for a while, you were aware that I get excited when we have new players appear on stream. New to the stream, anyway. Polluted Delta gets correct. Tristan drops to 819, rather. Underground Sea. Harry Houdini with a golden gifter badge says, one day it will be me. Harry hoping to appear on stream someday. There is Tamio. It resolves.
Yep.
Richard and Pizza with a question. What is your opinion on tapping or not the fetch land when activating? You have to tap it. You have to tap it. That's what it says on the card. Chain Lightning on Tamio getting dazed. It's countered. Chain Lightning. Thoughtseize. The hand is revealed. Corey Steel Cutter, Ponder, Force of Will. Looks like a Tamio, Thundering Falls, Polluted Delta.
Take the Steel Cutter, please.
All right, respecting Corey Steelcutter, choosing that. If you've been watching our streams recently, you might have chose the cutter as well. The card's a little nutty.
I don't have any tokens.
Traz in the chat says, I want to fly out just to play Legacy Night. It helps that I can fly for free. Well, seems like a good deal. We do pretty regularly have tourist players playing on our local events. It's kind of a neat thing. Visitors to the city, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Maybe they're not tourists necessarily. People traveling on business or whatever. Come play Legacy in the evening. Here's Tameo on David's side. Both players have Tameo. Blocking with Tameo, very bold. Making a clue.
You have to do that. If you need it, you can have it back.
Okay, Wasteland gets played for Tristan. Just passes the turn then. Nothing super important to waste here. Might just want the extra mana. Found another Corey Steelcutter. Hits the stack.
I'm gonna fatal push your Tameo.
Steelcutter on the stack. Fatal push Tameo. Tameo is down. Corey Steelcutter will resolve. Polluted Delta gets cracked. We got a battle, folks. Corey Steelcutter's on the board. Tristan could potentially ninjutsu at some point in this match. We'll have to watch out for Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. Oh, what happened? Okay. Tameo, trigger the cutter. Attack with the monk. Tristan accepts the damage. Drops to 15.
It's just those two cards, right?
Force Ponder is David's hand. Pass the turn back to Tristan. Looks like Tristan drew a Daze.
Come back. Alright, thank you. No blocks. Okay, I'm going to ninjutsu.
All right, ninjutsu. There is the Ninja Master, Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. Ninjutsu'd onto the board. David will take the 3 damage.
Okay, and then I'll activate the 0. Surveil 2, then draw a card. You're taking damage. Is Surveil 2 you just look at both at the same time?
Yeah, you look both at the same time.
Using Kaito's 0 ability now, Surveil 2, then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn. So he will draw a card. Let's get back. 4 loyalty on Kaito. We could see it get hit by monks. Kaito should be tapped.
Land, sorcery, artifact, creature.
All right, going right after Kaito with Unholy Heat.
Okay. Yeah, resolves.
Kaito down. Hit for 6 immediately with a Delirious Unholy Heat. Could ponder here and trigger the cutter, make a monk. That will be the play. Equips it. First monk has 2 prowess triggers on it so far. Force of Will, the only card in the hand before this ponder finishes resolving. Gonna ponder shuffle. Another cantrip could flip Tameo. A land, crack a clue could flip Tameo. Found a land. Goes after the Underground Seaward Wasteland, though. I like that play. Cameo could hold for now.
Swing for 5?
3 and 2, yep. Go to 10.
Pressing.
Okay, attacker for 5, passing the turn. Cameo has made a clue represented by the blue sleeve. Yeah, morph creature, yeah.
Get in C.
Okay, Pluto Delta got cracked, finding an underground sea. Not sure if the life was paid on the life counter. Yeah, it could also be phased out.
10 minutes off. Yeah, I didn't want you to think that was card in my hand, I realized.
One card.
Sure, so it's not 5.
Okay, Nethergoyf.
Planeswalker. Sorcery. Instant. Creature.
Okay. 4 5?
Yes, 4 5.
4 power on the Nethergoyf. Pass the turn. Just a Force of Will in David's hand before the draw. Crack the clue. 2 cards drawn this turn.
Sure.
Swing shirt.
Okay, Tamio attacks, makes another clue. Now we could sack that clue to flip Tamio into a planeswalker. It seems like that's the plan.
Yep. That's 3, right?
Yep.
Tamio transforms. Seasoned Scholar.
That's okay.
Tap. Draw.
Has the monks available to block if needed. Nethergoyf could still attack. Force of Will, one of the known cards in David's hand. The only known card. 3 cards total in the hand. Bullmaster. Might go after a monk. Ah, Force Pitching Force. Trying to counter the Bowmaster.
I'll make a blue. Not ace, picking up my land. Floating a blue.
Yeah, that's fine. That gets dissed.
Okay.
Alright, so Bowmaster will resolve after the Daze protects it. Pinging a monk. No, that doesn't make sense. Alright, pinging Tamio because the monk has prowess.
Yeah, straight on the camera. That's a portrait.
Alright, the yellow sleeve is the Orc Army. We have not had good good tokens on today's stream, have we, chat? Are we upset? Should we do more live streams after today, or should this be it? Should we just end it here?
Pick 1 card, right?
This might be it. This might be the last stream.
I will attack.
Kind of deciding it now.
Trigger.
Yep, 3.
Richard Pizza is calling the police.
Yeah.
So everything dies?
So this is a 2/2, this is a 3/3, so 1 will live.
Kill off that one.
Yep.
Alright, double blocks the Nethergoyf, kills it in combat. Plop says, who cares about tokens? Wow. Wow. That was big.
I'll force back. I'll pitch city trigger.
Tamio at 3 loyalty. Corey Steelcutter still on the board. A loose monk. 1/1 orc army on Tristan's side. These are the yellow sleeve. Rob fighting, wondering, was it a 5/6? I don't believe so. I think it was still a 4/5. Remember that it only counts Tristan's graveyard.
Takes up to 5.
Monk gets equipped. Tamio takes up to 5. Pass the turn. No doubt about it. Tamio could win David this game. Tristan is aware and will have to address that problem. It's at 5 loyalty right now, the Tamio.
But at least we know no world not yes. I will generate.
I'm gonna escape Netherglyph. Being 3.
Okay, they put the escape mechanic on another Netherglyph, so we're using it. Have to escape delirium, basically.
Planeswalker.
So, what would it be?
Those are exiled. It is. I have 3 types.
I only had 5, 6, 7, 9. No. One more will take.
I am casting it. Okay. Yeah.
All right, Netherglyph escaping gets dazed. Pretty good for David.
Another Rugen.
2 cards left in Tristan's hand. Didn't attack with Tamio there to make a clue. Not sure how relevant that will be. Minusing Tamio on David's side. Could potentially look for removal. There was a Chain Lightning earlier, right? Chain Lightning is selected, it seems. Could hit Tamio or Bowmaster. Doesn't really make sense to hit the Orc army, of course. Yeah, it goes after Bowmaster. Trigger prowess on the monk. Bowmaster down. Ponder, trigger the monk. Trigger the cutter. So first monk has 2 prowess triggers on it. Then there's a brand new monk. Also has 2 power. Thundering Fall surveils a brainstorm in the yard. Swinging for 4.
This one has trample, this one does not. And this is the one with 3. So 3/3, no trample, 2.
Oh, swinging for 5 actually. Swinging for 5.
Block here. Take 3.
I had you at 9? What did I do?
Sam wondering why chain instead of bolt. Yeah, probably has 4 bolts in the deck. Chain Lightning is like the 5th bolt.
No, it's on my upper draw. So I'd always get my draw. Like, you can't. You have to remove it. You have to remove it. Doesn't matter how many times.
Chain Lightning could often give decks like this the ability to end the game with bolts to the face. Chain Lightning helps with that a bit.
And then if you do it on my draw step, I draw. And then if you try to mill me in response to drawing, you can still shuffle. And then trigger would happen, you would shuffle. And then trigger would resolve, and then would shuffle.
Okay, Tristan's gonna sack a clue.
So that Lantern or removal. You have to remove it. It works the second time if you have a removal spell for Emerald. So basically what happens is you mill everything, Emerald triggers, you remove the Emerald,
Tamio at 2 loyalty on David's side. It's pretty well protected right now. Well, it's actually not protected at all, but the 1 power Bowmaster won't be able to kill it, was my point. There is no Tamio plus ability for this turn. Tamio's not protected at all, though. All right, so Clue gets sacked here. I guess I should have said Tamio is safe for now. Tamio flips on Tristan's side now. It's not bad. At 5 life, could use the help. Couple of prowess triggers, though, and we could still be in trouble.
Yep.
Dragon's Race Channeler. Bolt Face. Drop to 2. 1 prowess trigger. Dump a Mishra's Bauble. Make another monk. That'll do it. Game 1 goes to David. Long battle. Hard fought game 1. Moving on to game 2. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, folks. It's free. Great way to help the channel. Help us grow. Tabletop legacy coverage. Grow. And if you're able to hit the join button on YouTube, unlock a bunch of cool perks. And not have to wait a long time to watch our latest stuff. Watch it immediately. Often without ads as well. Yeah, the Corey Steel Cutter is fair and balanced, says Traz. They tested it. They tested it thoroughly for 1v1, don't forget. They had like 600 people for a whole year testing Corey Steel Cutter to make sure. Brainstorm happening here for David. Tristan was on the play here for game 2. Traz saying it's funny because mono red was already good in standard, but they were like, could it be better? I haven't looked at standard much recently. I do get happy to hear that people are playing it, though. I do hear from some local friends, some people you see playing on stream with us, that they're jamming some standard, often on arena. Undercity Sewers Surveil.
Sure, I'll keep it.
Cool. Leaves it on top. Every once in a while, lately, I'm hearing about RCQs in my area that are standard. I dig it. Here's a Tamio.
Now we will be moving this on Sunday, right? We can do that. It's like you have to mirror this one.
I'm not sure which card you're saying would be banned. Same. Is there a Karn in standard? Preordain. Looked like both cards went to the bottom. Okay, Wasteland on Sewer. Bowmaster revealed on top of the deck. Okay. Gets to draw that card off the bauble before Bowmaster mana is available. Tamio sticking around here for Tristan for now. Tex makes a clue.
Thank you.
Mechanic Island, okay. Bowmaster. Bowmaster is in. Yellow Sleeve is a monk. Is an orc. Orc army.
I mean, you also took
Sorcery Speed Bowmaster can often be the right play. Does Tristan have ways to protect it now? Tamiya was another threat. Vantage bar very slightly over to the left right now. Tristan has a good start here in game 2.
Good, but it's good.
I'm gonna draw out like later.
The second one had a wasteland in it. That would have been
That's not one blue. I have one blue card in my pool. I go first. Okay. Targeting one ring.
There's Core Steel Cutter again.
Trigger. In response to the trigger, I'll draw 3 cards. One ring across my hand. I'm not gonna sack any money. I'm going 6 mana.
Core Steel Cutter, but no Flurry trigger that turn. Could be setting up for the following turn. Ponder here for Tristan. We've been seeing some sideboard cards coming in here and there on stream to beat the Cutters. Hydroblast is a big one. Card we may see here in game 2. Or game 3 if we get there. Seeing people stocking up on Hydroblasts. Speaking of stocking up, has stock up been on the decline, chat? Post Tarkir, has that card started to dip down a bit in Legacy? I don't know. Legacy format in some flux. Core Steel Cutter decks and Rakshasa's bargain decks hot right now at our locals. Specchio says stock up is stonking down.
Round 2 go.
So Tamiya becomes the scholar. Ticks up. Dragon's Ray's Channeler, spell number 1.
Unholy Heat target. Does 2 triggers.
Unholy Heat, not bad. Unholy Heat hits another Planeswalker in this match, knocks it out. Trigger the Cutter, trigger Surveil. Instant sorcery land artifact was in David's graveyard, so Delirium was on. Wasteland on the Volk is not bad too. Attack with the Monk.
2, right? Yep. 16.
Took out Tamiyo. Triggered the Flurry. Got a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Delirious on the board. That was a big turn for David. That advantage bar was creeping over to the left, but now it's back towards the center, I think. That Bowmaster is pretty important. It's not going to be able to race these Monks and Dragon's Rage Channelers very well. It's going to need some help. Fatal push DRC. DRC down. a good start. Then a ponder, it will resolve. Maybe Tristan looking for a way to beat this cutter, get it off the board, shatter it.
Come back. For 2. I'm gonna get an underground C. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna go Badlands. Sure. I'll go C.
The red in these Grixis decks are a very small splash. The deck is mostly Dimir. Thoughtseize on the stack. Force pitching Brainstorm on Thoughtseize. Okay. Something important is being hid. Murktide. That's a big one. Okay, 7/7 Murktide. And just passing, okay. I dig it. Tristan still has that clue. 7/7 Murktide now to deal with, plus the cutter. 2 cards in David's hand. Just a Bowmaster on Tristan's side. Advantage bar starting to slide over to the right now.
It looks like Jason White. It looks really good. Jason's 2025 is what it is. I mean, like, he's pretty good. You know, bounces for action right now? Yeah. Yeah.
And Murktide's going to hit pretty hard. Black decks have removal for Murktides. I think earlier on today's stream we saw it go for the throat, for example. Finds a 4th Underground Sea. There's a playset. Raise your hand if you have a playset of Underground Seas. All right, Richard and Pizza does. Hard casting Kaito, Bane of Nightmares.
I'm going to minus the tap here and stun your Murktide. You got 2 stun counters.
I'm going to use your die just to signify that.
It is going to be stunned, the Murktide. Do we have anybody watching that has 4 of all the duels? Raise your hand. And you could prove it by posting a picture in our Discord if you want. Okay, Lightning Bolt on the Bowmaster. Bowmaster down. 1 stun counter left on the 7/7 Murktide. We could see a second spell trigger the cutter. Attacking Kaito, it seems. Kaito down. Tamio on the board. 1/1 Orc Army all alone. Anarchy Inducer says got my 40 duels during COVID. Nile Spellbomb. A little iffy with Murktide on the table.
I'll exile your graveyard and pay 1 to draw.
Murktide gains 1.
No. That's why I said it. That's why it's entertaining.
Okay, Murktide grows to 8/8. Now Spellbomb was able to draw Tristan a card, though.
Oh, that's why you were so confused.
All right, last stun counter removed from Murktide. David with plenty of permanents now. Orc Army 1/1 yellow sleeve on Tristan's side. Ponder cast. Bowlmaster in response. Still a prowess trigger on the stack. Gonna try and ping this monk.
Those prowess triggers already go off?
So I cast this. The prowess triggers are on the stack.
Okay.
You can cast that with the prowess
okay.
triggers on the stack.
All right, a monk will die here. Bowlmaster will trigger on the resolution of Ponder. 2/2 Orc Army now for Tristan before the Ponder draw, so it'll be a 3/3, I guess, when it's all done.
I think you have Bowmaster for the draw.
Okay, this ping goes to the face. 3/3 Orc Army now. Tanking with Tamiyo. Making clue. No more stun counters left on the Murktide.
Land fetch. Badlands.
Okay, fetching here, looking for Badlands. There it is. The token on David's side is a clue.
Oh yeah. They just do this in combat, like going with a hammer.
Red. Black.
So it's like you go
Melting Collapse with the send. Murktide and no token.
Okay, descended Molten Collapse. Targeted the clue, targeted the Murktide. Murktide shot down successfully by Molten Collapse. That was huge for Tristan.
Oh, sorry, ping you from the draw.
Yes, they were taking before taking
4/4 Orc Army now.
Combat.
There's the non-specific version that's just
they're already in ice, so they're out taking. I don't know, Jamie. Yeah, I think so. I think they're
Now a Murktide for Tristan. This game has been quite back and forth. It feels like the advantage bar swinging in the other direction now, little by little. Having the Bowlmaster has been pretty good. Okay, Dragon's Rage Channeler. Power Blast the Murktide. Surveil. Trigger the Monk. Trigger the Cutter, make a Monk.
Oh yeah.
Wow. This game has been back and forth. Wasteland on the Badlands is pretty good. Cuts Tristan off a red, likely for the rest of the game, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that seems fine.
David does have to be careful with his life total here. There's a 4/4 Orc Army on Tristan's side. Okay, swinging for 4. 2 monks come in. No blocks for Tristan. Drops a 9. No delirium on the Dragon's Rage Channeler, I don't believe. I don't think so. Okay, Tristan finally sacks that clue that's been hanging out there for a while. Netherglyph, not bad. It's got 5 power. 5 power on another Netherglyph. Not bad at all. Grindy, huh?
And you gotta play a second land. You're just
Attack it with the 4/4 Orc Army. Can we afford to absorb 4 damage? David says yes. Drop to 3. Pass the turn. This is going to be tight. Tristan's at 9. 5 power Netherglyph on the board.
Swing for 3?
Yep.
Sorcery feature concealed.
No blocks. 6.
Okay, apparently we did have Delirium for Dragon's Rage Channeler. Attacks for 3. Dropping to 6 is Tristan. Murktide off the top. Oh my goodness.
Very nice.
Plus 2.
It will be a 5/5 Murktide. Graveyard cleared now. No more Delirium for David for sure now. And then passing the turn. 5/5 Murktide. And a Dragon's Rage Channeler without Delirium. This has been a crazy game too. Is everybody watching? Does anybody have any idea what's happening on the stream right now?
Yep.
5 power Netherglyph, 4 power Orc Army. Both get chumped by monks. The monks have been cleared. Cutter all by itself now. Not attached to anybody. Okay, Tamio actually will block.
Thanks for the token.
I fucking playing it in standard.
Seems like the match has been decided. David wins it. GG's. Well played. What a match. Murktide Regent, the Cadillac of the sky. Exactly, says AP. The Pyroblast revealed at the end were showing that we could have, David had lethal in the air. We could have blown up Murktide had we had red mana, but red mana was cut off. So that was the end of that. GG's. What a match. Wow. Okay. Stick around for a raid, everybody. Stick around for a raid. Make sure you're in the Discord. Final Fantasy spoilers will continue to drop, and we will continue discussing them. And I'll see everybody soon. Peace out.